Welcome back to the Board Business Channel.
Oh, it's so good to be back.
Today we're diving into the world of Jetwell.
Ooh, Jetwell.
They're a Taiwanese company making some serious noise in the IT world.
Yeah, they're kind of like the wizards behind the curtain.
Purring all the levers and making sure everything runs smoothly.
Exactly.
You know, they're really making a name for themselves in the IT systems integration world.
Right.
Which, let's be honest, sounds kind of complicated.
It is a little bit.
But it's actually super important.
It is.
Basically, they're the ones who build and maintain the complex IT infrastructure that businesses rely on.
The backbone of the digital age.
And a huge chunk of their clients, like a whopping 65%, are in the semiconductor industry.
Oh, absolutely. Semiconductors are like the hottest thing right now.
I mean, they're the brains behind our phones, our computers, our cars, everything.
It's mind-boggling when you think about it.
And Jetwell is right in the thick of it.
Riding that semiconductor wave all the way to the top.
So their revenue is going through the roof.
Yeah, they're seeing some serious growth.
Up 46% year over year just in July.
It's incredible.
It's like they found the golden ticket.
They're definitely on a roll.
But okay, let's break it down.
Okay.
What exactly do they do?
Yeah, what is this IT system integration thing anyway?
Right, like I get that it's important, but help me understand it.
Sure, so imagine a company like TSMC.
TSMC, the chip manufacturing giant.
Exactly. They need massive, super sophisticated IT systems to keep everything running smoothly.
I can only imagine.
So Jetwell comes in and they build and they maintain that entire infrastructure.
Wow, so they handle everything.
Everything from data centers to office networks.
That's a huge responsibility.
It is. It's a massive undertaking.
So they're like the unsung heroes of the tech world.
Yeah, making sure everything runs smoothly behind the scenes.
Keeping the gears turning.
Exactly.
And their partnership with TSMC is fascinating.
Oh, it's a match made in tech heaven.
As TSMC expands globally,
right, building new factories all over the place.
Jetwell's right there with them.
Every step of the way.
They've set up subsidiaries in places like Arizona, Germany, and Japan.
They're going global.
To support those new TSMC plans.
It's a smart move.
They're basically hitching their wagon to a star.
And it's already paying off.
Their German subsidiary is already generating revenue from that new TSMC plan.
It's a win-win situation.
They're literally building the future of tech alongside the biggest players in the game.
It's pretty exciting to watch.
So they've got their core business down pat.
Right. They're experts at what they do.
But here's where things get even more interesting.
Oh, tell me more.
Jetwell isn't just about hardware anymore.
Really?
They're diving headfirst into the world of software solutions and AI applications.
Wow, they're really evolving.
It's like they're transforming before our very eyes.
They're not just keeping up, they're staying ahead of the curve.
Absolutely. For example, they're working with a partner to develop liquid cooling solutions for data centers.
Liquid cooling.
Yeah, it sounds crazy, right?
Is that like what gamers use for their super high-tech computers?
Right. That's exactly what I was thinking.
But for giant data centers.
It's mind-blowing.
It's cutting-edge technology.
So these data centers can stay cool and efficient without relying on those massive energy-guzzling AC systems.
Yeah, it's a huge energy saver.
They're like the eco-warriors of the tech world.
Saving the planet one data center at a time.
And they're not stopping there.
No, they're not.
They're focusing on AI servers and solutions, too.
Which is brilliant, considering how much AI is booming right now.
It's like they're riding all the waves. The semiconductor wave, the AI wave.
Are there any waves they're not riding?
I know, right? And they're even involved in the solar energy sector.
Wow, so they're diversifying their portfolio.
It shows they're not afraid to explore new frontiers.
They're definitely forward-thinking.
And through all of this, they're maintaining a rock-solid financial performance.
Yeah, they just finished a dividend payout.
And their first half earnings were up over 30% year over year.
Those are some impressive numbers.
It's clear their strategic decisions are paying off.
They're not just surviving, they're thriving.
And analysts are predicting continued growth for the rest of the year.
It's like watching a masterclass in business strategy.
So we've established that Jetwell is basically crushing it.
They're definitely killing it.
But let's get real for a second.
Okay.
No company is immune to challenges, right?
That's true. Even the best companies face obstacles.
So what kind of hurdles might they face?
As they continue to grow and expand.
Exactly.
Well, one of the biggest challenges is competition.
Makes sense. The IT system integration market is getting pretty crowded.
Especially with the demand for advanced tech infrastructure exploding.
It's like a race to the top.
And Jetwell can't afford to slow down.
They've got to constantly be innovating.
Finding ways to stand out from the crowd.
So it's a marathon, not a sprint.
And the finish line keeps moving further away.
Another challenge is navigating the ever-changing world of geopolitics.
Oh yeah, that's a big one.
As a Taiwanese company operating globally,
They're definitely exposed to some geopolitical risks.
trade wars, supply chain disruptions, all sorts of political uncertainties.
It's a lot to juggle.
So they need to be strategic,
Build strong relationships with governments and partners around the world.
have contingency plans in place.
It's a delicate balancing act.
And let's not forget about the challenge of attracting and retaining top talent.
Oh, that's crucial in the tech world.
Everyone's fighting for the best and brightest minds.
It's a talent war out there.
So Jetwell needs to create a work environment that not only attracts talent, but also makes people want to stay.
It's about more than just salary.
It's about building a culture,
That fosters innovation, collaboration, and personal growth.
making people feel valued.
Giving them opportunities to shine.
So it's like building a dream team, but instead of athletes, they're recruiting tech geniuses and coding wizards.
And they've got to keep those superstars happy and motivated.
Exactly.
But remember, challenges are also opportunities in disguise.
Oh, that's a good way to look at it.
Competition can drive innovation. Geopolitical tensions can open up new markets, and the talent shortage can force companies to think outside the box and develop creative solutions.
It's all about turning those obstacles into stepping stones.
Exactly.
And it seems like Jetwell has the right mindset and the right team to tackle these challenges head on.
They definitely seem up for the task.
Okay, we've talked about the challenges they face.
Right, the potential hurdles.
But now let's dive into their secret weapons,
Oh, I like that they're secret weapons.
the strengths that set them apart from the competition.
So what makes them tick? Well, their biggest strength is their deep, deep expertise in the semiconductor industry.
Yeah, they've been in this game for a while now.
They really understand the ins and outs of this complex world.
It's like they speak semiconductor.
Right, and not only that, but they've built incredibly strong relationships with some of the biggest players in the industry.
We've talked about TSMC,
Of course.
but it's worth emphasizing just how powerful that partnership is.
It's huge.
I mean, they're working side by side with TSMC, not just in Taiwan, but in their new factories around the world.
Arizona, Germany,
Germany.
Japan.
It's like they have a direct line to the semiconductor gods.
That kind of close collaboration is invaluable.
It gives Jetwell access to cutting-edge technology, insider knowledge.
And a level of trust that's hard to come by.
It really shows you how reliable they are.
And their ability to deliver on even the most complex projects.
They're like the VIPs of the semiconductor world.
Backstage passes all access.
And on top of all that, they have this incredible drive to innovate.
They're not content with just keeping up.
They're always pushing the boundaries and exploring new technologies.
Like those liquid cooling systems for data centers.
Exactly. That's just one example of how they're staying ahead of the curve.
They're like the Indiana Jones of the tech world.
Always on the hunt for the next big thing.
And they have the financial muscle to back up their ambitions.
They're profitable,
Solid track record.
which means they have the resources to invest in research and development, expand into new markets.
And weather any economic storms that might come their way.
It's like they're built on a foundation of solid gold
They can take risks, explore new frontiers.
and always stay one step ahead.
So when you combine all of that, the deep expertise, the powerful relationships, the innovation, the financial strength,
You get a company that's not just riding the
is
waves.
shaping it.
It's inspiring to see a company so well positioned in such a dynamic and rapidly evolving industry.
It makes you wonder what we can learn from their journey.
How can we apply their strategies and principles to our own lives?
Right. Whether you're an entrepreneur, an investor, or just someone who's fascinated by the world of business and technology, there's something to be learned from Jetwell's story.
It's a story of ambition, innovation, collaboration, strategic thinking.
And it's a story that's still being written.
But before we get too carried away, we need to address the elephant in the room.
You mean the potential challenges that lie ahead?
Exactly, because no company can avoid challenges altogether, right?
That's true. The semiconductor industry is constantly evolving. Competition is fierce.
And the global landscape is full of uncertainty.
So what are the biggest threats to Jetwell's continued success?
What keeps them up at night?
Well, one major concern is the ever-present threat of competition.
The IT system integration market is getting more crowded every day.
New players are constantly emerging.
So Jetwell can't afford to rest on its laurels.
They need to constantly be innovating and finding ways to differentiate themselves.
It's a never-ending race.
And then there's the wild card of geopolitics.
As a Taiwanese company operating in a globalized world,
They're vulnerable to trade wars, supply chain disruptions, political instability.
it's a lot to navigate.
They need to be incredibly strategic, building strong relationships with governments and partners around the world,
always having contingency plans in place.
It's a delicate balancing act.
And we can't forget about the war for talent.
The tech industry is so competitive.
Everyone's fighting for the best and brightest minds.
Jetwell needs to create a work environment that not only attracts top talent, but also keeps them engaged for the long haul.
It's not just about salary and perks.
It's about building a culture of innovation, collaboration, and personal growth.
Making people feel valued, challenged, inspired.
It's about creating a dream team of tech superstars.
And keeping those rock stars motivated.
But remember, challenges can also be opportunities.
Oh, absolutely.
Sometimes obstacles can actually lead to even greater innovation and growth.
That's a good perspective.
Competition can push companies to be more creative. Geopolitical tensions can open up new markets.
And the talent shortage can force companies to think outside the box when it comes to attracting and retaining top talent.
It's all about turning those challenges into opportunities.
And from what we've seen so far, Jetwell seems to have the right mindset and the right team to navigate these challenges.
They're definitely a company to watch.
What does the future hold for Jetwell? Can they keep this incredible momentum going?
Well, predicting the future is always tricky, but based on everything we've seen, they seem to be in a fantastic position. They've got the expertise, the relationships, the innovation, and the financial strength to keep this success going.
It's like they have all the pieces in place, but the tech world moves so fast. What are some potential roadblocks down the line?
One thing to watch out for is the global economy. If there's a major economic downturn, it could impact demand for semiconductors, which would definitely affect Jetwell.
So it's like smooth sailing now, but there could be a storm on the horizon.
Exactly. They need to be prepared for any economic turbulence and have strategies in place.
And speaking of storms, we can't ignore the geopolitical risks. Tensions between Taiwan and China are always a concern, and any escalation could have serious consequences for Taiwanese companies.
Absolutely. They need to be very strategic in navigating those political waters and make sure they have diversified operations to minimize their exposure.
It's not just about tech, it's about geopolitics too.
And let's not forget about technology itself. The tech world changes so rapidly. What's cutting edge today could be obsolete tomorrow.
So Jetwell needs to constantly be innovating and anticipating future trends.
They can't afford to slow down for even a second. They need to be constantly learning, experimenting, pushing the boundaries.
It sounds like the future for Jetwell is bright, but also full of challenges. It's a high-stakes game.
It is, but they've proven time and time again that they're adaptable and resilient.
I have a good feeling about them. They seem to be up for any challenge.
I agree. They have that entrepreneurial spirit, that hunger to succeed, that willingness to take risks.
Plus, they've got a fantastic team and visionary leaders who are passionate about what they do.
Speaking of fantastic teams, my friend Steve, who heads up the Arizona-Taiwan office, told me how impressed he is with Jetwell's commitment to building strong partnerships and fostering collaboration.
That's so key in any industry, especially in tech. You need to build trust, share knowledge, and work together.
Jetwell seems to have mastered that they're not just building IT systems, they're building bridges.
So as we wrap up this look into Jetwell, let's raise a virtual glass to their continued success.
Cheers to Jetwell. May they continue to ride that wave of innovation.
And cheers to all of you for joining us on this fascinating journey. We hope you learned something new about the world of IT system integration, the semiconductor industry, and the power of strategic thinking.
Remember, even in a world that's constantly changing, there are always opportunities for growth and success. It's all about having the right mindset, the right team, and the courage to embrace the unknown.
So go out there and make some waves of your own, and thank you for listening to the Board and Business channel. Make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications.